Grand Rising to the collective. Y'all know we back with another banger, another reaction. I appreciate everybody who been tapping in, running up, and subbing up. If you're new to the channel, please like, comment, subscribe. Hit that bell so you always notified whenever we drop them uploads. Y'all know we coming with about 4 videos every smooth 7, man. And this is for entertainment purposes as well. And when you like and comment and subscribe to the channel, helps collective grow, helps collective get bigger, helps more people who like this type of content tap in with this content. But I don't know if y'all seen my community tab post. I said shout out to Florida, prayers to y'all. I know we got Hurricane Milton hitting category 5. I hope y'all good. I've seen some comments and some messages of everybody saying that you guys are evacuating. You're gonna miss some of these videos in the next coming 4. That's understandable. I hope y'all good, man. Prayers to y'all. Be safe. This is gonna be a little bit of a longer video. Might have some trigger warnings. If I'm not mistaken, Dyers Lane is gonna be in this video. And the reason why I'm putting it more of a longer video, because this video was supposed to come out like a few weeks ago, but I couldn't get it out. So we got technical difficulties. So I figured why not I put a whole video together like this. But Dyers Lane will be at the end of that. Let me know how y'all feel. History is Sacramento too. How we hunt it. Got some crazy shit out here. I hope y'all enjoy it. Shout out to you if you're part of the collective. Shout out to you if you haven't subbed up yet. And if it's just a channel you like coming to for the vibes, watching on the TV, whatever the case is, I appreciate you too. Y'all know what it is, man. It's an early one. When I say early, it's early. But I ain't gonna hold you. Let's get straight to the video, man. Let's go.
To all you sleep people that's gonna come in here and say, bro, it's just a cartoon, you tripping, and put all them laughing emojis, I ain't talking to none of y'all. I'm talking to strictly woke people. People who can think outside the box and who ain't easy to be manipulated and tricked. So let me break this down. This cartoon is called Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends. But this ain't about no imaginary friends, bro. This is about an emotion that's depressing this 8-year-old boy. But it's not just an emotion. It's a demonic spirit that's emotionally attacking this 8-year-old boy. He's so attached to this demonic spirit that it got him to unalive his whole family. Yes, this boy unalived his whole family. They don't show you, you just gotta put the pieces together. I'm gonna show you, but first let me show you how this represents a depression spirit. They always show you everything on the first episode. So on the first episode, there he is in the bed. He's watching a TV show about the blues. And it's basically telling you what he represents, him being blue. The first words that came up was feeling blue, meaning feeling down, feeling depressed. Second set of words is getting rid of the blues, getting rid of depression, getting rid of this feeling that I have. Third set of words, no one wants the blues. No one wants this feeling. No one wants to feel depressed. And as you can see, he's getting upset because it's exposing who he is. So now he's frustrated and he's trying to find a channel that's not exposing him. And that's when he come across the channel that's talking about the foster home. He loves the idea of the foster home because in the foster home, everything that he's doing in the house he's in now can be tolerated in the foster home. The foster home is full of demonic spirits just like him that's attaching emotion to human beings. Just like the girl in this cartoon, she's dealing with the same exact thing. She's being attacked with emotions. Look at these creatures, bro. All these creatures represent some type of demonic spirit that's giving off emotion. But how did he end up emotional in the first place? Well, at the beginning of the episode, they didn't show you he was getting bullied by his brother for nothing. There's a reason why they showed you that, because that's the reason why he feel the way he feel. That's how he ended up with this emotion that he have on the side of him. Because he was constantly getting bullied by his own brother. Bro, who cut your hair? Whoever cut your hair, you need to go back to that barber and say, hey, bro, I want my money back. Because, damn. But look, this how he unalived his family. The mama came in, and the brother was all playing like he the victim. You know what I'm saying? Like he wasn't doing nothing, like the little kid was bullying him. And the mama had a conversation with him, and she was letting him know because she knew he had an imaginary friend. So she told him, you got to get rid of your imaginary friend.
I think it's time you got rid of Blue.
What? I'm sorry, Mac. I just think it's time.
You need to grow up and be a big boy and say goodbye to Blue.
Right when he heard that, that's when he convinced the boy to get rid of his family. Now look, they're not gonna show you, you just gotta put the pieces together and make the puzzle. The very next scene, he's watching the TV. And this is the subliminal because he's letting you know he's about to get rid of the mother. Listen to what he says.
Sorry you have to go. Sorry you have to go.
Sorry you have to go is a direct message letting you know that they're about to get rid of the mother. Straight like that. Now this is how he got rid of his brother, how he unalived his brother. They showing you just gotta put the pieces together. You see this demonic spirit that represents an emotion that also represents the boy mind, has this vase in his hands, right? The very next scene, you see the boy laid out with the vase cracked on his head with his tongue out. And you see the boy over there smiling. He out of there. This ain't nothing to laugh at. This is not what's supposed to be looked at as entertainment. This is a subliminal. They're trying to let you know that he unalived him, bro. Then the very next scene, you see him in his bedroom. Again, this is not for entertainment. They want you to look at this and laugh at it. But if you look closer in his room, he has yellow tape all in his room. Again, the yellow tape's supposed to represent that he was unalive. This is a crime scene. The whole house is a crime scene. And once he got this kid to unalive his whole family, he smiled because he knew now it's time to take him to the next door, which is the foster home of the imaginary friends, where all his demonic friends are at. And this just represents his mind. It represents that this demonic force is taking him to more demonic entities in his head. This just represents a legion of demons that's in his head messing with his mind. The more demons in his mind, the more emotions he get. So at the beginning, when you see him going in his house and going up the stairs, and then he get by one of these monsters, it represents an emotion. Every monster represents a dangerous emotion that's going to keep him emotionally attached to these demons.
Never heard of that show before. Let me know if y'all have. There ain't no way in hell, bro. Now they're gonna have me checking the bottom of the mayo. That's crazy, bro. You gotta be that literal. Damn. I already, like I said before in previous videos, I already don't trust buying meat from like Walmart, places like that. Like, I'd rather go to like a Sprouts, somewhere like that. When it comes to, now it comes to mayo, bro, you gotta watch it. Man, and I wanted to ask y'all, have anyone seen that video of the dude who had a carton of milk and he let it sit? I don't know how long, but when he stepped on it, it looked, when he opened, not first, he just showed what the outside of the carton looked like. And then he said, you're never supposed to put this in your body. And then he stepped on it, and it, the way it came out the carton. Have anyone seen that video? If so, let me know if that's what y'all want to see, and I'm gonna try to find it. That shit blew me away. I heard it was like cow pus or something. Hey, but let me know if that's something y'all want to watch, or if it's too graphic, that's too nasty, let me know. But I was wondering if y'all seen that clip before. I know I have, but if y'all want to see it, let me know.
Of the incoming projectiles were intercepted.
What the f is this shit? Look at that. Look at that.
Of the incoming projectiles were intercepted.
What the f is this shit? Look at that. Look at that. Look at that.
A lot going on there. That like a Dementor though.
You guys, not only has Hurricane Milton updated to a Category 5 hurricane, but we've also got some updates from people trying to evacuate the storm.
All right, so giving you guys an update on me. It's a shit show already. Like, I'm not even playing with you. So literally, out of nowhere, why my car just wouldn't cut on. Just wouldn't cut on. The battery went completely dead. So I had to get up early this morning. It was when I tried to take the trash out last night. And something told me not to take the trash out last night. I'm glad that I didn't. But the car stopped me because something was going on last night. I don't know what happened, but I just didn't end up doing it. So I had to call CarMax. They have to come over here, get a tow guy, jump my car, and I got to take it to CarMax to get the battery replaced. Come to find out, my car isn't the only one doing this. They said roadside assistance is going off the hook right now because a lot of people's cars is breaking down right now. The insurance companies is blowing up and going crazy. Something is happening. And I asked her, I said, well, is it because of the storm? She said, yes, something about the storm is causing cars to break down. They are piled up right now at CarMax. But I'm about to go take my car up there right now. I'm going to give you guys an update on the weather and what's happening as I go. So just pray for me because what the
Hurricane Milton might be more than just a hurricane. A lot of people are theorizing it might have something to do with the solar flares. I personally think it's because they're messing with the weather and that these hurricanes heading towards Florida are man-made. There's also a lot of theories saying that somebody had dug up some ancient graves in Florida and that's what's causing all these natural disasters. Let me know what you think in the comments. I'm a Florida.
Any of that true? Let me know.
So a couple of months ago, the Vatican made a worldwide announcement announcing that they were going to be making guidelines and doing detailing on what exactly the precautions and procedures will be when coming in contact with entities, supernatural beings, and demon or demonic forces or entities from other realms. Now, just recently, the government announced that there will be 2 moons in the skies. There will be 2 moons in our atmosphere. We may not be able to see the 2 moons with the naked eye, but with a bit of technology, we would be able to see the 2 moons. A lot of us have said they don't believe there's 2 moons. Some even believe that those are spaceships and other beings. Well, today we have a video of what is to believe to be a being caught on tape. This is one of the clearest footage that I've seen of a being, and the movement and the realisticness of it all says a lot. But this is Halloween. We do have pranksters. There is a such thing as AI. But here's another thing. If I know my government right, they're not going to hide anything that's the truth. They're going to put it right in our faces.
Camera picked this up last night. Not jumping to conclusions, but this is weird. Prob the clearest footage I've seen. Slowed for detail. Lucky the car drove by and seemed to scare it off. The roof is 8 feet tall for scale.
So y'all mean to tell me with the movement, the blinking of the eye, the height, this whole thing looks like it's real and they put it right in our damn face. Now, granted, this is somebody's surveillance camera, but the reason why it's still out here and it hasn't been scrubbed is because they just wanted to sit it there to sit in our face. Because the longer it sits in our face, the less real that it looks. Y'all can believe that there's 2 moons. So y'all can believe that there's 2 moons in the sky, but you can't believe that this is real? Okay.
I rock with everything. I rock with a lot of what she say. I hear her on the if I believe in 2 moons, but I can't believe that's real. The face is the face doesn't look too real. Maybe how tall it was, for me, my opinion. But I'm gonna ask y'all a question. And I've been thinking about this for a long time before I bring it up. Is it too much of me if I'm asking, what if aliens, extraterrestrials already been here? Different life forms. What if they were already here? And what if the two moons ain't really two moons? What if it's just the moon up there and it's an alien being or something that they let through the portals? What if it's an alien race, alien species, a genetically modified alien species that they've created in a lab that they might use for gluten? Hint, hint. Or if it's a race of aliens that they've used to come through those portals just to come here. I'm just asking because I feel like natural aliens or extraterrestrials or a different species or life form already was here. That's what I would like to say. And some of the stuff we've been seeing that's new, or some of the most latest alien sightings and things like that, I'm wondering if those are aliens they created, that they pulled through those portals, that they brung through those portals, I should say. Let me know if I'm tripping. But I feel like there's good ones, I feel like there's bad ones, and then I feel like there's natural ones, and there's ones that was created, and there's ones that already been here, and I feel like there's ones that they're creating to come through those portals. Different beings as well, different demonic beings and things of that nature as well. Who knows with them? But that's what I feel. Let me know if it's too much of me to ask that question. Let me know if I'm too far off. Let me know.
Possible that we could die at any time and our consciousness just gets transferred to a copycat alternate dimension that's just slightly different from the one you were just in. And if you've ever had this experience, please watch this. I'm actually thinking that I did die a few times. One time I didn't watch the car in front of me and I had to swerve in the middle of the traffic, going between two cars. I don't remember the rest, but we were fine. And like everything after that was sort of different, like surreal. And this has happened multiple times throughout my life where I think I probably died. And then the next day, like the vibe is just different. I feel like there's multiverses. I feel like when you die in one dimension, you end up in another in the same body. Like my wife and kids in a past dimension are like mourning the loss of me, but I'm still here. Does that make sense?
So his baby mom dropped a message on his page for Shawn J, the great who has passed away, and I'm going to read it to you. Hello everyone, I'm Shawn J's kid's mother. I am so hurt, I'm so heartbroken. This pain is unbearable and my stomach hurts as I prepare to walk through this journey alone because my best friend and the love of my life left me. Our kids, our family and friends, and all of you yesterday morning. I really do appreciate all the love and support from all of you. He was very loved and respected. I can't take this pain and I am not okay, but I will be strong for me and his kids. I will be doing a video soon to talk more about it, but for now, I'm at peace with the fact that he loved his kids. He loved all of you and all his family as well as me, and he's no longer suffering and can finally breathe. Talk to you soon. That is from Shawn J's baby mom. I just thought for all y'all that didn't know, there you go. Hopefully we'll hear a video soon. You guys have a good night. Remember this, tomorrow's not promised. Stay present in the day. Be grateful for the ones that are around you. And know, your life is not of your own. And it's for others. Be a service. Be kind to each other. Love each other. Stop arguing with each other. And most of all, guys, be present and ascend to your rightful throne. Peace to the gods.
Now, rest in peace to Shawn J. And prayers to his family. I didn't know that happened. When I came across it, I thought it was only right because he's made it to this channel. I didn't know if somebody, the collective or anybody watching knew that had happened. But I would like to say prayers to him, his family, and rest in peace to man. Rest in peace to bro. He's a legend. He's a legend. He made it to this channel a couple times. I don't know the circumstances. But yes, it's a sad story. Shout out to Toxic But True Reality. Gotta show love to my guy. Also, the clip before that, has anyone felt that before? I had a car accident, 2 of them. They were damn near the same. Actually, it was the same. Only difference was one of my tires came off and the other time it didn't. But I always tell my sister I feel like that might have happened in the second accident I had on the freeway like that. I don't know why I said something to my cousin because I used to have mental health. And I was battling with mental health and I asked my cousin something and he was like, bro, you here for a reason. There's a purpose. There's a reason why you here, bro. Find out that reason and find that purpose and get your foot on the pedal. Don't let up after that. That's what he said. Donnie So, you said that, bro. Shout out to you. If y'all, yeah, shout out to you, bro. Run his music up. Donnie So. But yeah, I just thought it was kind of crazy when he said that, because at that moment I always told my sister and I really felt like that, and I still got moments where I feel like that, or what if I hit a different timeline or a multiverse or something like that and I didn't make it in the past life and it was too soon, it was just an accident or something, and it was like, nah, get him, he can't go yet, he gotta go here, he still need to be in the Matrix. I'm just asking, let me know if he's reaching or if I'm reaching.
In your film, you kind of uncovered a link between Stranger Things and a real-life government facility in Montauk. What's going on there?
Yeah, that took place the very early 1980s. It was Camp Hero was the name of the location, and it was considered to be the Montauk Project. And they were doing very similar to what you see in the TV show Stranger Things. They were doing the exact same thing, except a lot of these children that were in this facility, they were being off the street. They were usually homeless runaways and things like that. And they were using on them and causing them to, basically learn psychokinesis to untap these powers. But again, this taps into what Russ Dizdar touched on in his book, The Black Awakening, that they were literally trying to shatter their minds to open them up to demonic possession and tap into demonic powers.
Is Stranger Things based on reality?
It is based on reality, completely, 100%. They had this, they had something called the Montauk chair. And whenever they would be sitting on this, it somehow enhanced their powers, their psychokinetic powers. And whenever they would sit in this chair, they could think about certain things, and things from other realities would automatically appear. Well, it wasn't just certain objects. Sometimes it was entities, creatures. And one day, one of the kids named Duncan was sitting in the chair, and when they whispered something in his ear, he thought of an entity, and that entity appeared, and it went ballistic and started just destroying everything around the base. It was hurting people. And what was crazy about it was, depending on who saw it, each person saw something different. Some people said that it was 9 feet tall. Others said it was 30 feet tall. But it destroyed everything that came in its path.
So it was a giant.
It was a giant.
Man, that sounds a little bit like Nephilim to me.
Exactly.
And that's the Book of Enoch says that demons are literally Nephilim spirits that
disembodied Nephilim spirits. Yeah.
So do you think that they were contacting pre-flood entities?
Well, even the FBI document 6751, which you've heard me talk about before, if you read that document, it says that the entities are not from another planet, but from another plane or another reality or another dimension, is the way that it's worded in those documents, or that document in particular. And it says that they are not normal size like us. It says they are much larger.
And it's interesting too, like if you watch like paranormal TV shows or some random stuff like that, where people are talking about their houses being haunted, a lot of times what they say is sometimes like they'll see like a giant, like a 9 foot tall or higher giant that's like all black with an evil face, like sitting in a corner or something. So it correlates what people are seeing, what they're summoning there, like facilities like Montauk, and like what the with Book of Enoch says, for example.
Well, it's not just limited to that. A lot of these people that have gone out to Skinwalker Ranch or some of these other things that we've discussed, when they are seeing these shadow people in their homes, some of them say that they are anywhere between 8 to 10 feet tall. And it doesn't just stop right there either. Even at S2, which is an Air Force base, I know you know about S2, and at S2, George Knapp has talked about they have seen shadow people out at these military bases and that they are roaming and running around. Guards have encountered them and pulled guns on them.
How does that connect to the things that people see at Skinwalker Ranch in the American Southwest on the Navajo reservation? Do you think like the Navajo witches, for example, have any connection to these types of spirit entities or these types of things that the government is playing around with?
Well, if you listen very carefully to what the Navajo and the people are saying out there, especially the indigenous people, they talk about these things like they're more demonic entity, and this is coming from them. In fact, do you know much about the Great Witch Purge of 1878?
Let's talk about that.
That was not too long after they had been resettled, and they thought that part of the reason why they had been kicked off the land had something to do with witches. And so when they dug up a body of one of the Indians that had been buried, they found a copy of the treaty in that Indian's stomach, and they believed that it had something to do with witches. So they killed several members of their tribe, thinking. Wow. That was the Great Witch Purge of 1878.
So that was the Navajo was purging their own people?
Yes.
It wasn't the U.S. government killing?
No, it wasn't the U.S. government. It was them killing their own people.
Wow. Because they're suspected of being a witch, which is what? So what's a witch called in Navajo? Skinwalker, right?
They believe that the witches, they commit these murders. They either commit a murder of somebody who's very close to them or somebody that's very near and dear to them, and that by doing so, it opens them up and gives them this power to shapeshift. But again, when you really look into this stuff, these things are coming from another dimension or another realm. Because out there at Skinwalker Ranch, they have seen these things, literally windows, portals opening up out there, and that they exit these portals, these windows, and they roam around. In fact, they had one that came out of a portal, ran across a field, another portal opened up, and it went through that portal and disappeared.
Sounds like a movie.
Yeah. They've even ran into the predator creature out there, not on one occasion, but at multiple occasions out there at Skinwalker Ranch. Back when Terry Bradshaw, or not Terry Bradshaw, Terry Sherman owned the ranch, they ran into the predator creature. A gentleman that had heard some of the news events about what was going on out there when they first started talking about it before Bigelow even showed up and bought the ranch. Somebody had drove out there and wanted to know if he could go out onto the property and pray or meditate. So he's sitting out there praying and meditating, and next thing they know, they keep hearing a cowbell, but none of Terry's cows had any cowbells on them. So all of a sudden he saw something like a blur running from the tree line towards this individual who was sitting out there in the middle of this pasture. And whatever it was, he said it was humongous. He said it ran up and stood right over him, and he said it was louder than a bear and a lion. And it let out this humongous roar, and the guy actually jumped 6 feet back from a sitting position. And he was so petrified, he would not let go of them after they ran over and helped him back up. Finally, Terry had to tell him, he said, if you don't let go of me, I'm going to hit you. And he told him, he said, I'll let go of you, but you got to get me off this property. And he said, this property is cursed. He said, you're dealing with the devil.
So what do you think's actually going on there? Like, were there portals opened up through Navajo witchcraft or similar, or was it?
This has been going on for a very long time because Franciscan monks who have been out there since 1776 have reported seeing 3 fireballs flying around in the sky out there. So this has been going on for a very long time. The Indians have known it even longer than that. And like I said, most of them, they won't even go near the ranch. And the ones that do, they usually take offerings or animal skins and they put them on the fence post to ward off the demonic spirits and keep them at bay. That's their words. Brandon Fugel, in an interview that he did with Sean Ryan, actually said that, and I've got that clip in the film. And that's the thing, is that they don't even like talking about these entities. And it's not just that, but it's Wendigo. Any of these entities that you can name off, they do not like them being mentioned because, like they said, if you talk about them, it's invoking them, and they will come looking for you. So this sounds more demonic than anything. And that they had been doing this ritual called the Babylon Working between the years 1945 and 1946. And that supposedly they were successful in 1946.
And what is that? What do you think that implies?
I believe that they actually did exactly what they set out to do, to bring about Babylon, the Whore of Babylon, and the Son of Perdition end times. In fact, it was Charles Race Tussle, who was the creator of Jehovah's Witnesses, who said that the end of the world would begin on October 14th, 1912? And that was the same day that Jack Parsons was born. What are the odds of that?
Crazy. Skinwalker Ranch was an active, long before, 1947, and long before Jack Parsons. Do you think Jack Parsons and L. Ron Hubbard were kind of tapping into the same thing that was happening at Skinwalker Ranch, kind of opening a rift somewhere else and kind of making a new Skinwalker Ranch?
Well, not just the rituals that they were performing out there at his mansion that he lived at, but also whenever they would go out and they would do these rocket launches, he was performing rituals to the Greek god Pan and doing all sorts of things. So, I mean, this stuff, it gets really dark and really deep really quickly. In fact, the place that they would go out there and do these rocket tests was called Devil's Gate Dam. In fact, him and his Suicide Squad, another interesting term right there. And come to find out, the same Robert Goddard that we were talking about a while ago, that's where he did all his rocket experiments. It's the exact same location, Devil's Gate Dam.
That's crazy.
So, like I said, you're seeing coincidence after coincidence and just over and over overlap.
How do these things kind of link up to the federal government's investigations into paranormal research, into seances and MK Ultra, stuff like that?
That was a branch of the CIA called MK Often. And this branch, that was their thing, was that they got into the occult and esoteric, pretty much kind of like the Ahnenerbe was the Nazis' version. They had several things like the Thule Society and Vril, but it was the Ahnenerbe who was really steeped in the occult as well as the Vril. But MK Often, I mean, they would infiltrate seances. They would send members into seances. They actually openly talked with witches, active witches. In fact, one of the most well-known witches, this well-known witch was Sybil Leek. This lady was so connected as far as like the witchcraft and the esoteric and the occult that when she was 9 years old, Aleister Crowley used to visit her back when she was 9 years old. Her family was that connected. In fact, when MK Often was dealing with her and approaching her, she would tell them where the most active covens were, all the different locations of witches and covens all around the world. I mean, that also, Crowley and several of his colleagues, they all worked with British intelligence. So that's another thing, is like a lot of these people that are steeped in the occult and witchcraft and things like that and demonic and satanic rituals also have a lot to do with spies and spy agencies.
Now, that's a lot to uncover in that clip. I could not put it there though. Let me know how y'all feeling. I just want to say, if a lot of the governments are tapping into different entities like that, is there anybody out there that's not tapping into that are thinking like we are, or is it gonna be us versus them all the time? Because we be talking about God, prayer, positive experiences, positive influences, and then we got these people who trying to open up portals and all that type of dumb shit. Do we have anybody that's rocking with us besides us, or is it just us? I'm gonna go ahead and say it's just us. Y'all let me know. I think it's just us. But There was a lot to uncover in that clip. You know, y'all can go back and grab what y'all want to grab. That's a long one, but it's a lot of truth up in that clip. I know some people gonna disagree. Some people gonna have, no, he was wrong because it is. He was wrong because it ain't. He was wrong because it is. Well, why don't you just speak on what he was right about? Instead of trying to be so confrontational and disagreement about shit. Just look at the positive shit for once, bro. Like, he didn't have to say none of that. He didn't have to say none of that. Just accept the fact that somebody dropping some knowledge. That's how I see it. Forget the be. Again, I said this early in the channel. Who cares of who got the message first? It's all about the message. Let's get it out. Let's find the truth. Simple. We all together, bro. We all the same. So, man.
10 hours. I apologize. This is just horrific. Maximum sustained winds are 160 miles per hour, and it is just gaining strength in the Gulf of Mexico, where you can imagine the winds. I mean, the seas are just so incredibly hot, record hot, as you might imagine. You know what's driving that. I don't need to tell you. Global warming, climate change, leading to this and becoming an increasing threat for the Yucatan, including Mérida and Progreso and other areas there.
Look, if you haven't noticed by now, there's something weird going on with the sun and the moon. And I have proof now that something is very wrong. So now I've been saying the sun and the moon were not aligned during the eclipse and things like that. If you go back and watch my videos about the sun and the moon. But now I know for a fact that something is very wrong, because yesterday someone was saying, because a lot of people just don't know how it works, but they were saying that they couldn't see the moon for a week. And I said, that's because it's a new moon. But that night, I woke up and I saw a bright light coming in through the window. And I thought we left the light on downstairs, but I went and looked out the east window, and very high up in the sky in the east was a 3/4 full moon. How can I see a 3/4 full moon when it's a new moon? And it says so on the app, right? The app's supposed to be correct. Someone else said they couldn't see the moon at all, which supports the fact that it's a new moon. So how am I seeing a 3/4 full moon? And bright. So I was like, okay, maybe I'm just crazy. I went back to bed. This morning I woke up, looked at my app again, and the moon is still, showing that it's a new moon, and you can now see the sliver of the moon at 5%. But it's on the east horizon, below the east horizon. The moon doesn't set in the east, it sets in the west. If you can see the moon at night up in the sky, it should be in the west when you wake up in the morning. So that's whack. I need to know if any of you had seen the moon last night in 3/4 full phase. And if you have, please let me know so I know that I'm not going crazy. And also, if you live on the other side of the world, are you seeing the moon in the sky right now? And if you can see it, is it a sliver of a moon or is it a 3/4 full moon? I really need to know, because together we can, solidify this fact that the sky is not right. And NASA has some splaining to do.
Woo! Los Angeles. Okay, so look, I got one for you guys. I got one for you. Everybody's talking and connecting the tunnels, okay? The tunnels under some people's homes that connect to other people's homes, and there's these parties that go on these homes. Okay, it's not people's homes alone, you guys. It's Los Angeles underground, okay? There's tunnels, there's underground systems everywhere, just like New York, just like other places. Underground systems, okay? And that's in the city, the downtown area. Watch this. So I'm just walking in downtown Los Angeles doing my thing near the banking district. And, you know, we'll see these natural, like, manholes that bring out hot air. We think, oh, Marilyn Monroe, sexy, right? No. Okay. But yes, there are some sanitation, sewage things going on under the streets, obviously. But then as you're looking on the sidewalk, it's not just on the street, it's all over the place in the city, but there's these trap door looking things that say, do not enter, be careful. We're approaching one now on my left. And one day I was walking and this was wide open and there was 3 people like kind of guarding it, like public safety people. And there is a fully functioning staircase under these that look like underground parking. There's it's a big staircase. It's not like a ladder, like a little manhole. Like there's walking room, there's tunnels. You can transport goods, people, things, you know what I mean? It's out of sight, and they connect to other cities, they connect to states. It's a lot bigger than we think.
That's facts. That is facts. Oh, bro.
Alexa, what magnitude was the earthquake on October 8th, 2024?
Here is an answer from an Alexa Answers contributor that I translated. The earthquake had a magnitude of 8.3.
Hey, let me tell y'all one thing. She talk about California. Goods can be transported. It's a lot of things that can be transported. A lot of people like to think they could come. A lot of people think California is all sunshines and rainbows. Y'all see Hollywood. They see it on movies. Man, let me tell you one thing about California. It can get dangerous and it can be some dumb shit over nothing. When I say over nothing, I mean over nothing. Trust me. It's cool. It got its moments. But some of the stories you would hear about. Now it ain't no Skinwalker Ranch, ain't no Appalachian Mountains. But a lot of the stories that I hear in New York, like just the craziest shit, from crazy humans to tunnels to all types of shit. Like that's how, like, California, it's cool, but it got its moment where it shit can go left quick. It can go left quick. That could be with people. That could be your ass can end up in them tunnels. I'm telling you, I heard people get snatched up in downtown Sac.
Right, so perfectly understandable reaction. Let's talk about the basement in my 1763 home. I've actually showed the basement in quite a few videos, but it never seems to get as big of a reaction as the attic. And I personally think it's like way worse down here. This is like a little chimney area that is no longer being used. Obviously, this wall is actually our bedroom. So we still have the mantle in our bedroom, but no fireplace. Shout out to Thomas. His name is on the back of my basement door. He lived from 1700 to 1781. I looked it up. Honestly, my biggest thing with the basement is it is just so spidery down here. It's unreal. And we have these very interesting crawl spaces. There's another one on the other side of the stairs. It's like way bigger. And when we first moved into this house, we actually found a scythe. Is that how you say it? One of those big like Grim Reaper blades. Yeah, we found that in the crawl space. Perfect. The basement actually used to be the kitchen back in the day. And look at how big this is. Me for scale. As you can see, I mean, I'm 5'2". And that is a big ass fireplace. It's actually double-sided. This is me realizing there's a fuck ton of spiders above me. I just can't. I cannot. Everyone looks at the beams and says that we have termites. We don't have termites. Just please do not judge all my Christmas stuff. I'm aware that I have a problem, but honestly, pretty good basement. A little bit of water just recently, but nothing too crazy. I'm not going to complain about it. It's a 263-year-old house, so. I was gonna walk over to this crawl space and show you guys and the other side of the fireplace, but there was a huge spider web. I was trying to show it. Do you see the spider on it? I was not walking through that. So here it is from a different angle. This is where we found the blade. So yeah, I mean, I guess it's nothing too crazy, but it is interesting. Love you all so much, and thank you for watching. Bye.
Have you ever heard of Dyers Lane in Sacramento, California? It has a dark history with accidents, self-unalivings, and murders. It's even believed that the KKK met there in the 1930s, so it's not surprising that there would be bad energy here. Ghosts are said to appear regularly here. There's a disheveled men wearing fatigues that'll often wander the roads and disappear before your very eyes. A police officer who died on this road is often said to appear too. He'll follow you in his police cruiser before disappearing randomly. As if that's not creepy enough, there's a ghost farmer on his tractor, and often people will see a group of witches. So would you drive down Dyers Lane? Let me know in the comments and follow for more ghost stories.
Told y'all I'll let y'all know about Dyers Lane out here in Sac.
According to legend, a policeman was tortured and killed on Dyer Lane. Now his ghost and his police car can be seen charging up and down the road. Do you dare pull your car to the side, turn your car off to catch a glimpse of this ghost? For some, their cars never turn on again.
I used to work with a dude. Shout out to my guy Devin. We was working at UPS. We throwing boxes. He telling me about he talked to this girl. She worked at the morgue. She brought up that, yes, the morgue. She said that she wanted to go to Dyers Lane. We get off work at like 5 at that point. He went with her, he said. They having a session. If you're from Cali, you know what a session is. California is, it's legal here to smoke. It's legal. So they catching a session, normal thing. They sitting there, and he said this weird feeling approaching. He said he started getting kind of shook. His truck turned off. He said he couldn't get it to come back on. Then when it finally did cut back on, he said he was out of there. He said, I was going so fast, bro, I was gone. I didn't want to go back. That's what he told me. I've never heard the policeman story, but I don't go to Rio Linda. I don't deal with no Dyer Lane, bro. I don't deal with Rio Linda. I don't go out there. I've heard, and it's been too many situations that then went left for people who look like me. So I don't go out there. If they don't want us there, I don't want to go there. There ain't no place I want to be. But that's a little bit of Dyers Lane. Some more coming, y'all will see. But that's my 2 cents. I've heard of a situation from there. I've heard of a couple situations from there, but y'all let me know. Y'all rocking with it. And to people that's from Sac are already familiar with this, you know, some people that is not even nowhere near where we at. So they don't know about this. So we gonna enlighten them. We learn about other people's places of residence and their stories, history, and all that. We gonna show the world where we from too. So it's only right. On Dyer Lane too.
Cursed Witches of Dyer Lane Part 1. Legend has it that a cult of witches would gather in the area of Dyer Lane from 1930 to 1934. About 6 of them would practice their Wiccan skills in a secluded field around the Dyer Lane area. Little did the witches know that a group of boys have been following them and secretly spying on. Then, on one particular night, the group of boys snatched 2 of the witches and held them down, and the other 2 girls ran off in the woods screaming after the boys, the 2 witches. Both witches were crying and yelled a curse at the boys and said they would also tell the police. One of the boys strangled one witch as the other witch ran away. One of the boys grabbed a large rock and threw it at the girl, hitting her on the head and killing her instantly. Both girls that were now dead. The cursed boys that committed these crimes died of unnatural causes.
These were the original grounds of Sacramento in the 1800s. Many floods caused major damage to the city of Sacramento. From 1862 until the mid-1870s, Sacramento raised the level of its downtown by building reinforced brick walls on its downtown streets and filling the resulting street walls with dirt. The previous first floors of the building became basements, which you see here, with open space between the street and the building, previously the sidewalk, now at the basement level. This is known as Sacramento Underground. This is also the location where I captured one of my best paranormal evidence thus far. An apparition is seen right behind this pillar. What do you see?
If I'm not mistaken, that part of downtown, or Old Sac, is downtown, but those underground tunnels, I told y'all about that when we seen, was it GG33? Somebody said that there was like, you go to Google, you type in Great Fire or Great Flood, all that stuff gonna pop up. But you could type in Great Fire of, Great Flood of, and it's gonna pop up with your city. And that's when I was like, Sac flooded out and it burnt down. And then when it flooded out, they built on the second level. So when you go to Old Sac, you'll be able to see, like, it looks like the reset. It looks like the mud floods where you see windows, the concrete cutting off windows, but it just looks like, you know, it looks like we're on ground level. And really, we on like the third or fourth level, maybe second. But yeah, you can also see it by the Delta boat. I think it's called the Delta. I don't know the boat name. It's a Delta. I saw Delta King, I think, and it's off the river in Old Sac. And if you look out by there, by like the pyramid, you'll see where they built up, where we're not at water level no more. But yeah, Sac at flood levels, especially with the Folsom Dam. We better hope they don't do that like they did Katrina. I heard that they did with Katrina, how they people in New Orleans could hear the dam blowing up because they blew it up. That's what I heard. Entertainment purposes. But yeah, Sac. I also told y'all we have an underground where if you go down there, sometimes at a homeless community down there, I heard that they'll eat your ass up. Literally, if you go down there. I heard graffiti artists be saying that. And they be like, bro, I don't go down there. They roped it off. Like, them people damn near, whatever it goes, some people don't make it up out of there. I've heard. I ain't never experienced. I don't plan on it. But I heard they roped off that part of the city. It's an underground tunnel, underground city. They roped it off. That's what I heard.
Still going to continue with some of the most haunted places in California. And of course, we're going to touch on Sacramento because Sacramento, you're haunted like a son of a... I'm going to need my emotional support ghost to come up. Over here. These are just a few of the places in Sacramento that make it one of the most haunted places in California. And I said just a few because there's a lot more. And I might need to do a part 2 or 3 on this one. In Long Beach, we have the infamous Queen Mary, but in Sacramento, you have the infamous Delta King riverboat. It's old, which means that it's going to have a lot of ghostly activity. So between the years of 1927 to 1940, the Delta King riverboat actually commuted between San Francisco and Sacramento before being drafted into World War II to serve as a hospital ship and troop transport. With all that energy of the war and just in time, and not to mention the water being a major conductor of that activity, maybe the reason why it has quite a few specters that walk its decks. So today, the Delta King is actually a restaurant, hotel, and performance theater. But patrons and employees have claimed to have seen an apparition of an older man who they call the old captain of the Delta King. People have claimed to hear his boots walking on the deck late at night, and they see him in the balcony during performances, kind of like lounging around enjoying the show. Their employees have also claimed to have seen the apparitions of a World War II servicemen roaming around the ship. But Sacramento, you guys have freaking tunnels. Time for a tunnel tour, a haunted one at that. There are these old connecting tunnels that wind their way throughout Old Sacramento. Actually served as opium dens and brothels and have seen a good share of other activity within the past couple of years. People have claimed to hear strange noises coming from the tunnel, like a commotion, like people are talking. Others have felt a darker energy too, walking throughout the tunnels during the tours. Apparently, there is an apparition of a cowboy who likes to poke fun at its visitors by scaring them and laughing in their face. No me toques. Can we talk about the historic Old City Cemetery? I love cemeteries. This one is one I really want to go to, and here's why. Aside from it being haunted. The Old City Cemetery has approximately 36,000 people buried within its gates. These are burials that dated way back into the gold rush period. Surrounding the beautiful cemetery is its rose garden. So you got roses, gravestones, and a heap of ghosts, and here's just a few. People have claimed to hear the laughter of children, but primarily one of a little girl that likes to play near one of the headstones, and it is definitely one of a deceased child. And you also have the classic lady in white that roams around the cemetery. The most adorable is that one of a ghost of a pit bull. It is believed that this ghostly pooch may have belonged to the former caretaker. The most interesting thing is that visitors would see him. The ghostly pooch would actually follow the visitors all around the cemetery before it would disappear in front of them. If you visit, just make sure to bring some doggy treats. Like for more and stay haunted, California.
Never heard of those last 2 places being haunted.
Did you know there is a secret haunted underground city in Sacramento? January 1860 to the worst flood that's ever happened in California took place and left Sacramento underwater for 3 months. Survivors refused to document how many people died. And after razing the city, some believe that the souls of the dead still linger on. This is what is left of that city.
Today we're going to cover the old Sacramento tunnels, and it is just like next level creepy. Like, this is literally like a still from As Above, So Below, and I'm not about it. So Sacramento flooded in 1862, and basically the entire city was buried underwater. Thousands died, and city officials were like, well, we're just going to build a new city right on top of it. This created a pretty intricate system of tunnels 10 to 25 feet below the surface. So urban legend states that a lot of things happened down here, that it was home to opium dens, brothels, even like weird evil rituals. Parts of the tunnels are still accessible today. You can go down there. Why you would, because that is literally the stuff of nightmares, is beyond me, but hey, to each their own. Word to the wise, people have gone in and never come back out. Not on the tours, but just according to urban myth. So
I've seen my fair share of some scary shit downtown. To me, the aura is a little old down there. Like, you can feel like it's ancient, like it's a lot of untold stories, a lot of knowledge that hasn't been, that you could tell some of the residents here in Sac don't really care about, or they think they know all the history behind it. But we know there's always a deeper way to take it. Yeah, and there has been people who went down there and has not came back. Now, it ain't that tunnel exactly, but we got a tunnel system. California gets real tricky like that. People be going missing. Where y'all think, how y'all think they be going? It's them tunnels, bro. They be throwing them under them tunnels. We got a crazy tunnel system, but a lot of people don't know that it's working, or that they think it's old. They think it just runs through Old Sac. But I heard there's a whole city under Old Sac, where there was the homeless community, where they don't come interact with us and we don't interact with them. I heard it gets real reckless down there, where if you go down there and you're not from there, you won't make it back. They might eat your ass up. Told you. I've heard stories of that happening. I've never met nobody personally. I met one person who said it was down there. They said it was crazy, it was creepy, it was a lot of weirdo shit going on down there. And he said he was a graffiti artist. And they was told me, that's who they told me about it. But hey, I don't know. It's an urban myth, like I said. I told y'all the same shit. She said it, but let me know how y'all feeling, collective. But y'all know we made it to the end of this, and if you haven't already, please like, comment, subscribe, hit that bell so you always notified whenever we drop them uploads. Y'all know we coming with about 4 videos every smooth 7, and this is for entertainment purposes as well. And when you like and comment and subscribe to the channel, helps Collective grow, helps Collective get bigger, helps more people who like this type of content tap in with this content. I told you it was gonna be a little bit of a longer video. I had to jam pack everything into one just to, look out for my people. So I was like, let me jam pack it all up. We got on it early. It was early. When I first started shooting, it was early. I was tired. But what's use to make an excuse if you tired, like when you love doing something? So love y'all, man. I appreciate y'all. And until I see y'all in the next one, y'all know what it is. We gone.
I just check my count. Sheesh, at the amount.